on the turn and into the straight, and it's altered down the centre by about a neck up in front. Quick shots fire battling back towards the inner railing. Then comes Elite Engine warming up on the outside. So too is Marvelous Maggie. Then comes the other runners of Glorious Days. But inside the final 100 meters, and Quick Shot still continues to lead this field by about a length and a quarter. Now quickening well to about 2, and is going to win the opening event. The Premium Stakes, Premium Spirit Stakes by about a length in front of Altair, finishing on second.
Smithsonian. Compliance comes in next. In behind that we have Jersey Legend. Further back in the field there is Port of Beauty. Distance behind us Pastiche. Approaching the final 300 meters. Lucky Chance has quick clear. Close to about 3.5, 4 lengths in front of General Pattern is on chase. On the outside is Smithsonian. Approaching the final 100 meters. Lucky Chance is still clear. About 2.5, 3 lengths in front of General Pattern. Lucky Chance wins the second race out of General Pattern. Smithsonian ends up.
Actually, my instruction was sit second third, but there is no pace and nobody went to the front. So I just make my own pace, and gradually I improve. The furlong to furlong, you just improve, and it's a good horse and it's a winner.
This horse had a setback, had bad tendon. Just come right and think he'll go up in class. He's a good horse. He's a decent horse. He got some scope of improvement more, so he can win again.
Favorite Sensational Grey is moving nicely, has that advantage about 3 lengths to the better of Unyielding is racing second. Running third is Lady Nectar. On the outside is Life is a Miracle. Approaching the final 200 meters, it's Sensational Grey who's kicking on gamely about a length to the better of Silent Rigor in the center. For the back in the field we have Life is a Miracle. Approaching the final 100, it's Sensational Grey about a length to the better of Silent Rigor. Sensational Grey wins the third race about a length to the better of Silent. Unyielding has finished.
We know that Sensational Grey is half sister to Alluring Silver, who's just won the Invitation Cup. So what are your expectations from her?
No expectations. Already she has crossed all that classics and all. Everything is over for her. She came to me about 3 years ago, but unfortunately she went through a lot of physical problems where I could not train her. She had capped elbows and her hind leg was, bone was fractured. Then all those things to sort out, it took more than 1 year. In between we went through all this corona and all where I could not run her. So last month I ran her in a mock race. She ran a beautiful race and she was supposed to get back to stud on the first week of Jan because her lease expired on 31st December. I requested the breeders so that they gave us a chance to run her, and this month to, whatever she can do, let her do, then we'll take her. Okay? Nice of them, and please, we retained her and she came out to run. We are very happy.
Firstly, I have to thank my boss and owner because they put me this side, and I worked the horse before running because it's a stable horse. I worked only once and I felt, okay, fine, she can do it. I was about to sit behind, but and even my sir told me, if you can, you hit the front and make your own pace and do your best. And I did, she did it.
To Alba. Royal Thunder has moved up to run fourth. Limited Edition has made some steady progress to be there in the fourth spot. In behind that we have Exalted Dream, Black Velvet, distance behind the Star Domination. They have 300 meters to travel. In the center it's Sitare. Over on the far side it's Antinori. Limited Edition is asking for an effort. Approaching the final 200 meters. Sitare is broken away from the pack. Has that advantage about a length and a half to the better of Taito Alba. Further back in the field there is the other runners of Antinori, but Sitara is clear in the Godolphin Bob Stakes about 2 lengths in front of Taito Alba.
see, there's a lot of stamina in the family, and the filly has a lot of class. I am personally very grateful to Dr. Prashant Vandare, who did surgery on her and took out 5 chips from her knees, which is a great achievement for the horse to come back and race. Generally, they come and loiter around in A class or B class, but this filly has come very strongly from the surgery. The surgery was only about 3 months ago. She came out and won her first cut, which gave us a lot of hope. And this mild race has given us more hopes. And she is entered in 3 derbies and 1 Oaks, which is still to run. Maybe we will run in one of them.
Problem with today is her opposition is probably not good enough for her. I think she'd be better in better quality races, because nothing leads her into the race as far as I want. And she just happens to drag me in there a little sooner than I want, and when she gets there she doesn't do a whole lot. But listen, it's another run under her belt, a bit more experience, and I think she's a nice horse going forward.
Being joined on the outside by Bangzi. Then comes Rowdy, uses it towards the rail side as they begin to negotiate the bend and set up for the final run. Mighty Zo. Inside the final 300 meters, it's Lucky Sunday still the leader. Now being collared on the outside by Ravishing Form. It's going to be Ravishing Form on the outside. Goes ahead by about a length and a quarter to now striding clear to 2.5 in front. And the one which is in chase is Shabal, followed by Star Glory towards the rail side, but inside the final 100 meters, it's going to be Shabal on the outside from Star Glory. Shabal, Star Glory in a mighty close finish. Then comes
See, she's a nice filly. She had worked well, so that way we were pretty confident. Actually, we thought the 5.5 would have been a little sharp for her, but there were no baby races happening. And with the range in the month of October and November, it's really set us back. See, it's easier for to get an older horse fitter and get it to race quicker, because with the 2-year-olds you have to get them fit and then you have to do the gates. So it's that's what has spoiled the entire program for most of our 2-year-olds. When I mean everybody, all the trainers based in Bangalore. Now, so we had no choice. We had to run a 5.5. We are happy that she won, and she was very professional about it, because at one point it didn't look like she's going to run in the first 2. So when the jockey asked her, she got going and she did what she had to do.
Actually, she needs a ground, and 5.5 is there. We have to be in stacking position, and she's taking time. And the westward, the way today she's put and she's shown, she definitely got it.
on top the home straight. Green Channel is the one which brings them into the view, being chased all the time by Garamond. Dr. Logan is not far behind. The one on the inside railing is Antads as they enter the final 350 meters. Behind them comes the next is Peluche. Then we have Dr. Logan. Then we have Limited Source as they enter the final 300 meters. But it's still there in front. Up there is Garamond, now being collared on the outside by Antads, and Garamond and Antads, these are battling it out. Green Channel towards the rail side, but Antads the one which travels the better by about a length in front, is going to win the Bali Tug Stakes from Garamond and Green Channel fighting with the minor placing. Towering.
She's won a classic in a maiden start. She won the Oaks in a maiden win. She's run fourth in the Bangalore Derby, so I never thought this was a problem. I was a bit concerned of a mile being a bit sharp for her, but she's handled it well and won impressively.
Not planned. My horse likes daylight. That's why I showed her the daylight. She was galloped very well in the last furlong. She won comfortably. She was trailing good. That's why I took. I'm not taking a whip. So I went only Anson Hills. She was traveling the backstage also. She traveled very well in a nice position. From there I rode my race.
He is another 3 parts of a length behind. Further back in the field, there is the other runners of Shiroki Moon, Rek'Sai as they swing into the straight. They've got about 350 meters to travel. It's Black Coffee, still about 5 lengths to the better of the one in second position is Minivaros. On the outside, who's running third is Baltimore. Further back in the field, there is Debonair. Approaching the final 100 meters, Black Coffee is all alone in front, close to about 5 lengths in front of the one who's now moved into second position is Baltimore. Approaching the final 50 yards, Black Coffee is clear, about 6 lengths in front of.
He's just better than the field, that's all. It's not a big thing. Yeah.
And also tell us about Black Coffee. What's the future plan for Black Coffee?
A little bit of rest. That's what he needs now.
I've ridden this horse before also in 7 furlong. I was knowing the horse and the feedback of trainer and a boy who works in Rajesh Babu. Perfect feedback, and I was knowing the habit of a horse. Improving horse day by day. Good matured horse now. I was confident this will do for him. I did the start to finish race. Good. Hats off to the team. I'm very much happy with the result.
Last race of the evening, and Chisok comes in first, being chased all the time by FRP. Sweet Kiss comes in next. They are being followed by Impelling Power, the one which is working us here on the outside. Code of Honor is angling for his run in between runners, and further back comes the next is Light of Love, Sweet Kiss. But inside the final 300 meters, Chisok's leader, Code of Honor, Impelling Power looking good on the outside, and comes up with a rattle on the outside. Impelling Power from Code of Honor, 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 Code of Honor, Impelling Power. That's the 1 and 2.